Lieutenant Roberto Portales.
Reflecting on my life so far, I've come to realize that it consists of many different challenges and struggles, what I like to call my personal fights. My fight to get an A in Mrs. E's 7th grade social studies class, my fight to become a starting fullback here at Jesuit, my fight to graduate at the top of my class at Westbrook. These are just a few examples, but none of them come close to my first combat mission as a platoon leader in Afghanistan. After about 3 months of being in the country, I took over my first platoon. And literally the very first night after I took command, I received a call at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. It startled me and I rolled out of bed out of a dead sleep and I struggled to answer the phone. On the other line, I heard the code words for a time-sensitive targeting mission. That meant that my platoon and I had to be ready to leave the base in less than 20 minutes to capture or kill a high-value target. So I rushed to wake up my soldiers, get dressed, and head to the operations center to receive the targeting package that I had put together a plan. After receiving the package, I headed down to the assembly area with the trucks and soldiers. When I got down there, everybody was ready to go. Everybody gathered around me, and at an instant, everybody's eyes turned and focused intensely on mine. I stared back, somewhat confused, until my platoon sergeant looked at me and said, "So, sir, what's the plan?" At that moment, the gravity of the situation hit me. I realized that my decisions from that point on had life and death implications. Honestly, I was very nervous. I was filled with doubt. Thoughts ran through my head. You're not ready. You don't have any experience. What if somebody dies? But I knew that in that instance, my soldiers needed a decisive and confident leader. So, quite honestly, I faked it. In the 2-minute walk from the operations center to the trucks, I put together a hasty plan. I briefed it, and we took off. That 20-minute ride was one of the most stressful periods of my life, just thinking about what's going to happen when we actually get there. We dismounted about a half mile away from the objective and conducted a night infiltration in about four to five main teams. I can tell you nothing compares to the eeriness of walking down these back alleyways in Afghanistan with your night vision goggles, a cool breeze hitting you in the back of the neck, and that call to prayer echoing in the distance. I had to make many nerve-wracking decisions that day, and unfortunately I can't really share those with you today. But bottom line, we captured the individual, the mission was successful, and nobody was injured. Well, none of my soldiers were injured. On the ride back, I was filled with relief. My soldiers congratulated me on my first combat mission, and they told me that I actually did a pretty good job. Honestly, I was surprised. I couldn't believe that I did what I just did. Then I thought back and I remembered that the same thing that made me successful on this struggle and fight is the same thing that got me through all those smaller fights in life. Quite frankly, it's just resiliency. All the times I complained about tests, complained about practice, those were all little challenges and struggles that I had to push through, and they made me who I am today. There were many times in my life when I wanted to quit, but I never did. I always pushed through, and whether I thought I could be successful or not, I at least finished. So the biggest piece of advice that I have to pass on to you guys today comes from the warrior ethos. It's never accept defeat and never quit. Throughout your lives, I'm sure there'll be times when the easiest thing to do is to just give up. Don't. I promise you that if you push through that desire to give up, you'll be shocked and amazed at how much more you can accomplish. Thank you for your attention today. Good luck in all your future endeavors. Go Jesuit, be Tampa Catholic, and go Army, be Navy.